Best version of yourselves. Walk towards pressure. Pressure is a privilege. We've heard of all these terms a million times before. It's interesting that these terms are often said frequently by the English cricket team. Sounds very familiar to the dysfunctional All Blacks at the present moment. Same rhetoric, same results. Seems like both of these Kiwi coaches are starting to believe their own narrative. If they say it enough times, it might come true. Who knows? Both of them could actually learn a lot from studying how the Australian cricket team play to win, and importantly, how they recognise moments in matches that can turn a match on its head, and that requires high self-awareness. While I agree the development of mental skills is important in any job, sometimes there's far too much time spent on it, and very little time spent on understanding strategy and the ability to execute under pressure when it matters. This Australian team can do that really, really well, to the point where it's relentless pressure. It feels like suffocation. In sport, we often talk about if a tennis player has high tennis IQ. The same applies to cricket IQ. Coaches and players all come with specific IQ of the game. What develops that IQ is one aspect that is often ignored, which is the ability to have high self-awareness. So why is that important? Well, because if someone has very little IQ, whether it's in sales or cricket, they make the same mistake over and over again and don't learn from it. Commonly, the remedy is if I just work hard enough, the results will come. The fact is, there are lots of people who work hard but never get the result, as it was clearly demonstrated by the English cricketers. In fact, one of the commentators said something to the effect that they're playing dumb shots at the wrong time, which the whole team is guilty of. No self-awareness, ignorance of the moment in the match that matters. Now, the problem is that when you don't have high sales IQ, another aspect of your game suffers, and that is about your ability to execute under pressure and be more strategic when negotiating with clients. If you're experiencing the same problems, the same objections, the same mental challenges, then you need to develop an ability to rationally assess those failures and change a losing game. Motivational hype is not going to help you. The best way to develop this awareness is to firstly understand what type of emotional intelligence traits do you have. Once identified, then you'll become aware that when they get triggered, what can you do to stop that trigger? It's helpful to know which trait you have which is creating the problems you experience. Once known, you can choose to do something about it. Now, it's just like some people react with anger, and it's very unhelpful. So what triggers that emotion? Now, there's a free link to an emotional intelligence test right below. Click on it and see what kind of emotional intelligence trait you have that is perhaps something that needs to be worked on. Be very, very keen to get some feedback on this post as well. Hope this helps.